While many of you have heard of the well-known sport, water skiing, a much newer sport to the water sport scene is wakeboarding. Wakeboarding combines aspects from surfing and water skiing to create a whole new sport. Although I am only an amateur, I've always loved wakeboarding and learning new tricks. Learning to wakeboard is not extremely difficult, however it does take practice. Teaching family members and friends to wakeboard has always brought me great joy. Therefore, I will provide a brief history of wakeboarding, the necessary gear and equipment, and demonstrate the steps of wakeboarding. Different variations of wakeboarding have been around since the mid to late 1980s. However, the sport did not gain much traction until the late 1990s and early 2000s, and is now one of the fastest growing water sports in the world. Many sports require costly gear and equipment, and wakeboarding is no exception. However, if you already have a boat, then you are on the right track. Although some boats are made specifically for wakeboarding and surfing, you can wakeboard behind nearly any boat, from pontoons to jet skis that reach a minimum speed of 20 miles per hour. You will also need a board for wakeboarding. This board I have here has 4 fins, 2 on each end, to help you cut and turn through the water, and the bindings are here. You will also need a rope and handle. This rope and handle is meant for water skiing, however it can be used for wakeboarding. I also have a wakeboarding rope. A wakeboarding rope is better because it allows for more tension in the line while riding. The third piece of equipment you will need is a life vest that is properly fitted to you to ensure that you are safe while riding. After buying the necessary gear and equipment, you are now ready to begin wakeboarding. Before entering the water, you will need to put on your life jacket and fasten it properly, and put on your board. To put on the board, you simply slide your feet into each of the bindings and tighten using the pulls on each binding. The first and most difficult part of wakeboarding is getting up. The most important tip to remember during this step is to let the boat pull you up, rather than trying to pull yourself out of the water. Once you're in the water, the driver will take the slack out of the rope. During this time, it is important to get in a comfortable starting position. The correct starting position is with your knees slightly bent past the 90-degree angle, your arms straight, and the rope over the front of the board. After all of the slack is out of the rope and the rider is in the correct starting position, the driver will apply pressure to the rope. Once you feel pressure, you can signal to the driver that you're ready by simply yelling, "Ready." As the driver accelerates, the boat will begin to pull you up. During this step, keep your weight back, arms straight, and knees bent. As soon as you feel that you're being pulled out of the water and the board is beginning to plane out, you can use your knees and leg muscles to straighten out the board so that your dominant foot is in the front. At this point, you can stand up, but remember to keep your knees slightly bent. Now that you have mastered the process of getting up, you can now learn how to turn and cut on a wakeboard. This process is similar to turning on a skateboard or snowboard. To turn left, you will place pressure on your heel side edge, and to turn right, you will place pressure on your toe side edge if you are riding with your right foot forward. When traveling over the wake, you must bend your knees to create a shock absorber, and keep your arms straight and knees bent so that you do not fall backwards. After you've mastered getting up and crossing the wake, you are now ready to learn how to jump the wake. Wakeboarding offers many jump variations, however today I will cover a simple wake-to-wake jump. First you must cut away from the wake using your toe side edge. Once you're outside of the wake, you will transition most of your weight to your heel side edge and begin to cut back into the wake. During this, you should keep your arms straight and knees bent. Once you reach the top of the wake, you must straighten out your legs to get a pop off the wake. In the air, you must keep your legs, your weight back, your arms straight, and your knees bent. In the air, you must spot your landing. Once you have spotted your landing and it is time to land, bend your knees and keep your arms straight. These are some of the basic tips to learn wakeboarding as a beginner. In conclusion, wakeboarding has been a big part of much of my early life. I've always enjoyed the opportunity to teach family and friends to wakeboard for the first time. I hope that learning this wakeboard history, the necessary gear and equipment, and the steps to wakeboarding have increased your interest in the sport that I love. Thank you.